These are all different types and shades of gold.
If it was me, I'd go with this metallic.
We need to get the torch. We got to get these bolts out. They don't look like they've ever been out. We're gonna get the shackle bolts out. We're gonna drop the front and rear axle, get the tank out, take the exhaust out, the cross member, pretty much get this entire frame stripped down so we can get it ready to take the powder coating.
I'm gonna zip off these lug nuts and take the tire off. There's one tire.
One more thing out.
80-year-old gas right there.
We got one of Paul's shop rags. We'll use it to clean up the little mess. We're gonna get this cross member dropped out, and then we're gonna take the exhaust out. Cross member's out. Now we're gonna get the exhaust pulled out. Thank you, Paul, for not welding that. I made it super slick to get the exhaust out. And this is the back hanger. Just don't hurt it. Grab like a 1/2 inch extension. Let's see if we can shove that through it. Gonna pop the clip while we're at it on the brake line. Come on, hillbilly. How many people does it take? Takes a big dinner and a hillbilly to get this out.
Old man Ernie.
It takes an old man Ernie
An
and
old
a hillbilly.
guy to take that out.
My bad. It takes an
You two
old
young
guy.
bucks couldn't get it.
and
The
hillbilly.
old man had to show up. Just
What
to
would we
help
do
you out.
without you?
You'd still be playing with your rubbers.
Literally. They don't push it off the hoist.
This one ain't moving.
It's moving a baby
Ooh, the
bit.
toughie. She's kind of caught back here.
Should we come from the other direction?
Yeah, we got it loosened up. Let's do that.
Go grab that loop you had, Ernie.
You almost got it. Come on, hillbilly. Okay,
There
okay,
she
it's good to go.
goes.
Good job. Now, we're gonna get the shocks out.
Just the exit tie. Yeah, do that.
Dinner being all smart like.
Dinner had to show up to get the genius going here.
I'm gonna get a wobbly, and then we're gonna take the lower bolt off, and then take this front shock out.
Turning the wheel.
Okay. Ah, got me.
Get ya?
Yep.
You're gonna die.
All right, next side. He got it off, actually, so we'll go to the rear. So we're gonna grab a little pry bar and get these shocks off. They're being a little stubborn, and I'm not as strong as Hillbilly. He'll probably do it with his monkey hand, but I'm not gonna use my hand. Now this is the left rear.
Actually, they're coming up fairly easy.
All right, hold on. Let's get the other side off, and then we'll get Dinner and Ernie to help. So we're gonna drop this side off, then we're gonna take the axle out. Lift up, Dinner.
What am I lifting?
The least spring shot doesn't fall.
It's actually coming out pretty good. Swing it down. All right, where is pliers? We need to get those front bolts out.
Here, I can hold the back.
Stay there.
Better. She's hanging.
If you had another one on it.
We're gonna get the front bolts out. We gotta get these old stuck cotter pins out. Let's pull this rusty thing out. It's coming out pretty good. All right. Yeah, that is vintage cotter pin. It's gonna fall out, so just get ready.
You got your side out? No.
Dinner's being our counterweight, so he's not able to move yet. And we're gonna figure out what we're gonna get powder coated, what we're gonna get new.
It's gonna lift you off the ground.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the steering box out. I'm gonna take the drag link nut off. Right out. Didn't even have to do anything to that. I'm using my monkey hands today.
Do all the tough work back here.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. You guys are
Somebody's
amazing.
gotta do it, man.
Now we're gonna get the steering box out. Okay, grab the box. Okay, grab it.
I mean, like now, huh?
Okay. Enough to let off. Go up, up. Ernie is gonna get everything back so we don't lose it. We've just gotta get these two bolts out now. I think we're gonna have to pound these out. So Hillbilly's gonna grab my center punch and we're gonna just help these bolts come out. Oh, that was hard. They come right out if you just push them. All right.
I think these front springs have been removed once before.
Well, yeah, he had to mount these in. Pretty much every single nut and bolt's been out of this thing. Put it down.
Where's our whiteboard?
We're gonna have to go and write a big old list of things we need to order.
All right, we're gonna pull this fuel pump off. It's two 10mm bolts. And that's how we do that.
Let's get these bolts out. We need to weld 2 nuts to these broken bolts. We're gonna get this bolt out, and then let's get those 2 old brake lines off, and then the frame will be done. Look at that. Got some original paint. It's even got a little gloss to it. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna try to impact this bolt out. If it doesn't come out, we're gonna use some heat on the backside. Broke it right off. Looks like that one will get welded. We're gonna weld a nut on this one, weld a nut on these 2 back here, and then the front, I'm not sure what to do. We'll get those off though. That's crazy. So far, these are coming off pretty good. Won't need any heat on this front one.
Didn't want to spin either way at first.
Let's grab some of that free off.
Put some free on it and just turn it back and forth to work it loose.
Bust the rust, little at a time. Otherwise it'll pack up in your nut.
Yeah, I know why these pliers are muddy. These were derby car pliers. Last time we used them was on derby car.
We'll be needing to use them again this year, hopefully.
Got it.
So simple.
We'll get this unstrapped. Then you got stands already, right?
Yeah, they're over there.
So me and Hillbilly are gonna get the frame put over on the scissor stands, and then we're gonna get that axle off the ground, and then we're gonna move the arms in and get these axles stripped down, and that'll be pretty well good to go to powder coating. Ready?
Did you do arm day this morning?
Nope. Hey, now you can
Do it now.
I got the bumper side of things.
Hey, Robby, you can bench it now.
Yeah, now you bench it.
Ernie!
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. You guys finally acted like you knew what you were doing. Good.
Perfect.
Looks like we got a dent here, a dent there, we got a dent here. Got a few dents we need to work out of this thing before it can go.
That one's not a dent, that's a full-on curl.
I'll bet that was when they ripped it through the river. We're stripping this down to bare tube. So we're taking the center section out, we're taking the leaves off, we're taking the U-bolts off, we're taking the brakes off, we're taking the hub assembly off. Everything's gonna come out.
I just barely even pushed. It just popped out. So just go barely push.
Here's my $200 extension to
With my like 25-cent hammer from yard sale.
as a center punch.
That's not even tight. I hope there's not oil in there.
Brake fluid in this.
There's like nothing in there.
It's dry fluid, that special dry fluid stuff. A clean shop is a happy shop. That's what my shop teacher in 7th grade used to say.
You remember that far back?
Yes, I do.
That's like the 1800s. Ernie's like 150 years old, so look at that. Dinner comes in with the pig mats.
Do you think Paul's getting all new brakes? Like the hoses and everything? Or should we save these rear ones where the hose is still good?
They're $12 new.
But it's not original.
The rest of the car won't be original.
Way to go, Ernie. Way to go.
I'm blind in one eye, man.
You sure it's just one eye?
I'm gonna get this brake caliper pulled off. He's a professional bolt baggerer.
Right rear brake caliper.
This is the front.
Oh,
Left. You'll need that
you're
for
left.
You'll need that for yours, but
We're gonna have to somehow get my socket back out of this.
Throw it on the ground.
just tap it on the ground. Bounce it.
There we go.
Got it.
Boom.
Dun, 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 dun.
Left.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this spring clip off. Pull this caliper right out. Brake pads, probably want to get some new ones of those.
Probably.
Get
Could
new.
shine them up.
You don't have to get new brake pads, but it helps.
Heal.
Who needs new
That's called
pads?
restoration.
Yeah, we just need some silver paint on the pads. Ernie, this is where you come into play. We're
I'll
gonna
be
need
the
all these
bag
bolts
man.
detailed. How do we get this rotor off?
You screw nuts into the bolt. There's 2 holes.
We need to find bolts that'll go in it. They're probably metric. Don't worry, we're changing these so we can use a hammer to hit these. Now we gotta take the hub apart.
You're right side, right?
His left side.
Okay, you're right.
No, I'm left.
You're right. He's left. Left.
My bolts come right out.
Can't be simple.
No way.
Done.
I don't know about your clip, Robbie, but mine's stretched.
That there's the hub.
Hillbilly uses picks, I'll use the correct tool.
You don't always have to use correct tools, they help.
Okay, just like that, clip comes right out. So we're just gonna put the hub lock back together just so it doesn't come apart. We don't have any issues. There's some keepers on here that keeps this lock nut on. So I'm gonna grab a chisel and I'm gonna flatten those back off. You see this is your lock right here. So that's just the locking, that's the outside lock nut. Then we've got an actual inside nut that keeps the bearings under tension. Actually keeps the preload set. And in theory, this hub should come off, I think.
Right hub nut.
We're getting deeper and deeper. So now we're gonna take this brake dust shield off. Now we are down to the knuckle. So this has a wiper seal in it. So we're gonna take these two back plates off, drop that off, and then we're gonna take these kingpin bolt thingies. I don't know what they're called exactly. We're gonna take those off. We'll get this knuckle off. We'll be down inside to where we can get the axle shaft out itself. Take the third member out, take the leaf springs off. We're leaving the leaves so we kind of have some support, basically to help us out.
So those would be the rotor dust cover.
Yep.
We need to slow it down a little bit. We're moving too fast for old man and big dinner. They can't keep up on the labeling and bagging and stuff.
Pulling stuff apart quicker than they can baggy it. That's good. What we have to write too. I've got this wiper seal off. It's just kind of sitting here. Got the plates, and then I'm gonna take the kingpin bolts out. I think they're kingpins. If they're not, whatever. They act like kingpins. Whoa, there comes that. Oh, well, we're gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. I'm gonna have to bath my tools when we're done. These kingpins are actually in fairly decent shape, but this one's stuck.
Do you have to spell everything correctly? Kingpin, is that one word or two?
Got those bearings, we'll be changing those.
Want them to bag that grease?
Yeah, if you can bag up the grease, that'd be cool. Lower and upper bearings. That upper bearing looks way good, but it's dry. That lower bearing does not look good. We'll be getting new ones of those. That is the cutest little axle shaft I've ever seen. Jeez, super cute. Look at that. Look at the thickness of that thing. Dang. We're gonna dig all this grease out. Maybe what we'll do on ththese bearings is just clean them up. The race looks good. It's the seal in all its glory. We're gonna pull the inner seals out, pulling the outer seals out. We're getting an entire front axle service kit. Bleepin' Colt got us the website where we're gonna buy all this stuff. Thank you, Colt. We're just getting these all wiped up so when we store them, we don't get grease everywhere. So Hillbilly's getting our snap-on seal puller out. Our pile of rags is getting pretty big. These axles are actually in pretty nice shape. It coming?
A little bit. That's how you remove a seal with the fancy tool.
Like a professional.
Jeez.
I'm about to grab a big old glob of grease and slap on your hand because you're like scared to touch the grease.
He has morals.
I've had so much grease on my hands.
Removing some of this old grease buildup probably from the 70s. Feels like Tootsie Rolls.
Mid-axle clean my hands so I can take the center section out. All right, we got both hubs off. We got the axle shafts out. We're gonna get this third member out, and then we're gonna take the leaf springs out.
So put those as front diff.
We're just gonna gently separate right here. No. Give it a little tap-tappy, a little tap-tapperoo. Super glued in.
Hold up.
Just don't break it. Okay, hold it.
There she blows.
Now that is cute.
Make sure you write front diff, Ernie.
Yeah, hey, can you write front differential? Actually, I think they are the same. I think Paul took a front and put in the rear or did something. Hillbilly's gonna get the leaves off. Two more U-bolts and this front end is taken apart. Front axle is officially disassembled fully. We're gonna get everything labeled. We're gonna take the leaf springs apart tomorrow, and then it's off to sandblast and powder coat.
Swing, batter.
We're gonna get the drain plug out and start getting this oil drained out of it.
I was drier than the first one.
We need to get the brake line off. Yep. Kind of wiggle it. If you get it on the right spot, you can do it by hand. Brake lines out.
Gotta remove these 4-center nuts and lock washers to get the drum to slide off.
Got the drum off. The axle shaft is smaller than the bolt pattern. I'm gonna get these brake pads taken apart. Take the little keepers out. Hold still, don't move. Break your knuckles. Just one brake shoe. That's your e-brake lever. Get this keeper off. Oh. Okay, we gotta come back a little. Ha! Look at that. Axle shaft comes right out. We got that humongous axle out. Perfect.
Perfecto.
Time to get the third member out. There we go. We have a real hammer right there. None of these play hammers.
Look at the numbers right there. Factory stamped numbers. Cool.
This one's out. Got the snap-on sill puller. We're gonna get this inner sill pulled out. Came right out. Oh no, it didn't. It broke in half.
What mine did too.
All right, just kidding.
Good move.
All I did was tear it.
Mine's still in there too.
Got it. Didn't even mess that up. Leaf springs, and this one is done. All we got left now is to get these leaf springs off, the U-bolts out, and the rear axle is done.
Just put the nuts back on the
Way to go, Hillbilly.
Robbie about got a leaf spring up on the side of the dome, and I about got one on the knee.
Hey, it is what it is. Now that we've got everything on the frame all taken care of, and we're gonna get that off the powder coat, now we gotta start shifting gears and figuring out what we're gonna do with the body. I think what we've decided is we're gonna go get my rotisserie. We're gonna try to figure out some sort of a bracket system to mount the body to the rotisserie. We've got a body mount, so we might come through a hole up into here. I think that's gonna be our best bet to try to mount to the rotisserie. We got a mount on each side. So the bracket that we're gonna build is gonna come down, over, and back up. We're gonna have to somehow center the body on the rotisserie. So we don't really have it figured out yet, but we're gonna figure it out. Next week, we're gonna actually mount it. We're gonna head out to the derby car, of all things, and find some scrap metal and see what we can do to figure out a bracket system. So we've got a row of derby cars back here. So we're gonna go get into the one with metal and get what we need.
1 derby car, 2 derby cars, 3 derby cars.
Those are not derby cars. So this is our 66 Newport metal storage facility. Got some scrap metal, little pieces. We can use some plate. We'll do something, and then we'll mount that rotisserie to the body. Now that we know we've got some metal. Oh look, there's the piece of crap broken Jeep. We definitely need to get started on this, on rebuilding it. Got the axles, we've got the suspension, tires, we've got a new winch line that Bleepin' Jeep sent us. We've got 2 winch lines that they sent us because they're super awesome. We got a spare for it.
We have almost everything but time.
We're gonna have to order up some time from Japan or something. This is our 1961 Metro Mighty Mite. Super small, super awesome. We call this thing Jewel. It's from the Jewel Tea Company. This is gonna end up getting a 6.0 or a 6.2 liter LS. We've got a bunch of projects here. We'll show them all to you. Let us know in the comments what you think we should do first. This is actually a 1969 Dodge Charger RT. This one's gonna be a big job. It needs quarter panels, it needs the whole front end. So we're gonna be doing some collision repair. Next to it, we've got all the parts from an original 69. This one's gonna get a full restoration one day. If anybody has leads on 69 Dodge Charger parts, send them my way. I need pretty much everything for 3 of these. This is my 1929 AA tow truck. This was converted into an old school wrecker way back in the day. So it's got Model A frames on the rear as the boom. This one, we're gonna leave the patina the way it is, but we're gonna get it to run and drive. This is my 69 Dodge Coronet 500. This thing is dang near ready to run and drive. I've got a 1974 Dodge Newport sitting over in Derby Row. We're gonna take the motor and tranny out of that, and we're gonna be putting that in this bad boy. It's got all the headlights. It's pretty well a complete car the way it sits. Another 69 Dodge Charger RT. You can see the windshield's been hot and this front end got a little crispy. This one went through the shop fire. Luckily, they survived the fire. So we're gonna bring them back to life. We have another That makes 3.5 69 Dodge Chargers. This one is just a 360 car. I think we're gonna go resto mod on it. We're gonna put something like a Hellcat, make this thing super cool, super sleeper. So this is the one that we're gonna do up and make cool. This one actually got burnt in the fire. So the whole front end needs replaced, hood needs replaced. We lost our grill. We lost the front end on this car. This one is in dire need of a bunch of parts. Anybody out there knows where a grill is? Anyway, I think it's time we better go get that rotisserie and get it in the shop and start figuring it out.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
So we are over at my old shop location. We've got a storage container here that we have a bunch of junk in. That's where we've got our rotisserie. So we're gonna get it out, get it loaded on the tow truck and head back to the shop. So this is the rotisserie. We're gonna grab all the bracketry. Billy wants to manhandle it up on the bed. I'm gonna let the bed down and wheel it up on. We got it all loaded. We're gonna head back to the shop now. I almost forgot, we have some broken bolts. So we're gonna weld nuts on them and try to extract them. Let's see how many times it takes to get these off. Gotta strike while the iron's hot. Is it coming out? Oh, good. Look at that.
No, it's
Oh, did I break it? It was moving though, wasn't it? Oh, that's hot.
Why don't you hold it with your pliers?
I can't lean over, I'll touch it with my face.
You don't want a nut imprint?
No, I think this one might work.
Nope. If you work like that, it does, but as soon as you hit that one spot, it twists the nut.
Is it working? Wonder if we should wait and put some of that lubricant on it. About got it out. It's gonna make a lot of smoke. Look at that.
Smells like propane.
It's not wanting to bring the back through it. We've got the broken bolt free, but we just got a burr on the backside, so we're trying to file it because we just keep breaking the nuts off that we weld on. Hopefully this works.
Oh, it's working.
Okay, good. Slowly but surely. All right, 4 welded on nuts later, we got the broken bolt out. So we have 2 more. I think that we need to flip the frame over so that I'm not welding uphill, I can weld downhill. We'll get those 2 back ones out. So I already pretty well know that this rust on the backside is gonna clog up the threads. So I'm gonna take my belt grinder and I'm gonna belt grind it ahead of time. And we're gonna flip the frame over and we're gonna get these welded on and extracted. I'm gonna put a little glob of weld on the broken bolt.
So all we have is 2 nuts, so make them count.
Okay, let's see if this works. May not have been centered, but it worked.
That's way off center.
I thought I failed, but it worked. Oh my heck, how does this happen?
Heat is how
This
it
sounds
happens.
like, I thought I was gonna break it off like the other ones. Well, look at that. Cool, we got that. All right, now that we've got this frame flipped over, we're gonna add a couple little welds here and there, and we're gonna straighten out these 2 cab mounts. We're gonna use some heat, pry them up, then this frame will be ready to go to sandblast and powder coat. So get ready. Not quite out, we got a little bit more. Yeah, we can just hand form all that. Whoa. All right, I don't think this is gonna work. Let's try it. We're totally out of acetylene. So this side we're gonna just have to beat with no heat.
I think this is due for a new handle.
Or put a wedge in it. Bigger wedge.
Kind of using the hammer as a dolly. Just trying to form this a little bit better.
I was just gonna say that's a nice dolly.
Hey, it works. It's not perfect, but it's gonna work. We'll call that side good enough. All right, we're taking a different approach on this side. We're gonna try to just bend it. It's actually not bad. When we flip the frame back over, we'll use the hammer and we'll hit from the top side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the porta power, we're gonna spread that away, and then we're probably gonna end up pushing between the 2 mounts to get that to come back into place. Push it a little. Okay, now I'm gonna tune it in with some hammers. It's pretty dang close. See what I'm trying to do? What I want to do now is just get this welded. Got that all welded up. I think we're gonna do the same to the other side so that they match. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. Well, that's spot weld. Get this wire weld up. So next, Hillbilly's gonna cut that bracket off of the rear axle tube.
Okay, so we're cutting this plate off that was for the old brake hose bracket. We don't need it no more because Paul is going with a different junction for the brake lines, so we don't need this plate no more. Grab a chisel. Looks like I may have to go a little bit more. Watch out, camera guy. Try the chisel again.
On that side and bend up. Oh.
Just like that. Now I'll grab the belt grinder and smooth it all up. Ta-da! It's all done.
Gonna weld this side a little bit more. Hillbilly just made a little spacer so we can weld the insides of these front shackles. We're gonna do that, then we're gonna flip the frame. All we gotta do now is get the leaf springs broke apart. I'm gonna unbolt these centers and hopefully the bolts come out. If not, they'll just break and we'll get new ones. It's just spinning. Okay. Or grab some vice grips. Look at that. Came right off. What the heck? It's not supposed to come out that good. These are never supposed to come out that good. Just like butter cakes.
Why did the duck wear pants?
Why did the duck wear pants?
And why did butt quack?
That's a good one. All right, moving on from the butt quack jokes. We're 3 for 3. Got it.
4 for 4.
We'll get these busted apart. Then all the leaves will be separated so that it can be powder coated. 5-0. These things are just coming out. I think we're gonna need a new spacer. That thing's a little rusty. What you got?
Why doesn't Eeyore have any friends?
Why?
Because he plays with poo all day.
All right. We'll get us a new spacer, new bolt. This will be looking brand new when it comes back from powder coat. And that is all for today. It's tomorrow. Okay, so what we've got is 5 spray out cards. I've prepped them, cleaned them, tack and static them. I've put white base coat down. Now I've got 5 different golds. We're gonna spray these spray out cards, and tomorrow I'm taking them down and I'm letting Ed choose the color of the Golden Nugget. Which one will it be? Which one will Ed choose? We got the rotisserie back. The wheels have been sitting for so long that they're not moving. So Hillbilly's lubricating them. And it'll actually move now. Once we get the nugget on it, it won't be so hard to move around. So we got all the parts and pieces for the rotisserie here. We got the wheels spinning good so that next week we can get this all hooked up and together and get the nugget put on it. But first, we gotta head down to Hurricane, Utah. We gotta go pick up Ed. So let's go. We're on our way down to Hurricane, Utah on a secret mission. Some precious cargo to pick up. These are all different types and shades of golds. You have white golds, green golds, yellow golds, brown golds.
Yeah, all pretty.
It's got Zerillic pearl in it, so it's got greens and reds. This one's like yellow golds. I think this one's called Sunburst.
Sun gold. Is that what color the Rokon is?
If it was me, I'd go with this metallic.
Well, if it was you, which one of these two would you choose, Ed? And you can move them around and look at them in the sun.
I like this one more like gold.
Yeah.
You get to pick, Ed.
It's your bike.
Metallic's harder to paint.
Don't worry about that.
Man,
We can handle painting whatever you want.
I've painted a lot of vehicles. You can get it, and when you get it, kind of look at it. But
Between,
This one
probably
is
between that one, that's a little more rusty.
This is one of PPG's custom colors. All right, Ed, which one do you want?
yeah, the sun gold.
Okay,
This one here.
that one right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll paint that bike up, make it look just like it. Thank you. No, thank you.
The next day.
Hey, Ed. Nice to see you. How about a weather report since you're here?
Windy and cold today, a little cloudy. Hope tomorrow will be a good day.
Man, I can't believe you're actually here, Ed. So awesome of you to come up. Now that we got Ed here, he's gonna be able to oversee everything. We're just glad he could make it. All right, So we got a lot done this week. We've got the frame and all the axle tubes and everything ready to go to powder coat. As always, well, we'll let Ed go ahead and say it.
Thanks for watching.
So if you guys enjoyed this week's video, why don't you go check out last Sunday's video right here. How's it going, Ed?